Let's look at a differential pay scale. Sometimes this is done per piece, like if somebody's picking apples or making widgets on an assembly line, we'll say you get paid so much for the first 100, then this much for the rest. And the main thing that we need to remember when we're doing a differential scale like this is we have to take every situation one line at a time and say, how much do we get on this chunk? How much do we get on this chunk? How much, if any, do we get on this chunk? And here's the way it would work. Let's say someone gets paid 3% on the first $40,000 worth of sales. This is the commission rate, and this is the amount of sales. Now, if someone sells $10,000 worth, they're going to get paid 3% commission on that. If they sell $40,000 worth, they're going to get paid 3% on that. But if they sell more than 40, we don't say if they sell 60,000, oh, they get 4% on that because it's in this zone. No, no, no. We have to start at the bottom every time. If someone made $60,000, I'm sorry, sold $60,000 of things, we would say the first 40,000 gets paid 3%. So they would make $1,200 on the first 40,000. Then they would only have $20,000 that was in this zone, and they'd get paid 4% on that. So they would get a total of $2,000 commission. So no matter what the amount is, unless it's less than the 40,000, we're going to have to take it a segment at a time every time. So let's look at something where they sell over the maximum. What if somebody sells $120,000 worth of stuff? Well, we have to go through these same segments. If someone has $120,000 worth of sales, they are still only going to get paid 3% on the first 40,000. And of course, anybody who works here already has these figures memorized. They know that I get paid $1,200 for my first 40,000 in sales. Now, how much is left? 80,000. A way that the book does this is they use the word next here. Instead of saying this much, we say 85,000 minus 40,000. The ending figure minus the previous ending figure. This is the first 40,000. This is the next 85 minus 40. This is the next 45,000. The next 45,000 gets paid at the rate of 4%. So, if we say first 40,000 gets paid at 3%, the next 45,000 gets paid at 4%. 1% would be 450. So is that 1,800? Does that look right? 45,000 times 4%? Okay. So, again, if somebody works here, they know that for their first 85,000, they make $3,000 commission, and the big money doesn't start till they sell more than $85,000 worth of stuff. So how much more than 85,000 did this person have? Well, if we subtract it from 120, we get 35,000, and that's the same as if we did it this way. First 40,000 gets paid 3%, the next 45 gets paid 4%, and the amount over 85,000, which is 35,000, gets paid the big money at 6%. So make sure that when you do this type of problem, that you take it a segment at a time for every problem. You can't just go to one segment. And that looks like what, 21? Okay. So notice that we made 2/3 as much, more than 2/3 as much on our last 35 in sales as we made on our first 85. So that's what you want to do, is sell more than that. And then of course we would total these figures, and is that 51? All right. So $5,100 would be this person's total commission, $5,100.